Today we are going to talk about ecosystems and organism relationships. So we're going to start with consumer and producer, and then we're going to keep on going down the line with organism relationships. So today we are going to start with a whole overview of all of it, and then tomorrow we're going to start going into more details, okay? So, like I said, tomorrow we're really going to go deeper into producer, consumer, and decomposer. We're going to talk about predator-prey relationships, mutualism, commensalism, and parasitism. But those are all coming. If you've never heard those words before, it's okay. We will talk about them more later. Okay, so a producer is an organism that makes its own energy. So all plants are, Molly, I need you to focus up here. All producers are plants. So plants are always producers. They can make their own food. That's what a producer is.
By water and seeds.
Okay, yes, and they make their own food by photosynthesis. They get their food from the sun. They also use carbon dioxide. The bees and other insects pollinate the flowers. So anyways, they make their own food using different ways. So producers, like I just said, get their food from photosynthesis. So a consumer is an organism that eats other things for energy. So a consumer could eat producers, a consumer could eat another consumer, but it is something that eats something else to get its energy. For example, a lion might eat a zebra to get its energy, or a robin might eat a worm to get its energy. Starfish eat algae, or other fish, I think kelp. Sorry, I just sucked in spit and maybe some choke. Sorry. Woo! Just sucked in my own spit, made myself choke. Okay, so anyways, so a consumer is something that eats something else for its energy. It does not make its own food source. That's a producer. A consumer eats something else. That is not something we're going to worry about right this second. This is how a producer would create its own energy from the things that it eats. Okay, so then there is a third part to this, and that is a decomposer. A decomposer breaks down decaying or dead organisms and then returns that nutrients to the soil. So then again, producers can get food from the soil, like Anaya had said just a second ago. So an organism that is a decomposer is something like worms, bacteria, fungus. They break down something and then return the nutrients back into the soil. So it is all a big cycle. So what is this plant? This plant is a producer, consumer, decomposer.
Composer.
Is it
Decomposer.
So you think this algae is a decomposer, or this seaweed is a decomposer, Molly, or a producer? That wasn't even an option. It is a producer! So it's a producer. A plant is a producer. Like I said, we're going to go more into it tomorrow. A cat would be a consumer because it eats other things to get its energy. A clam would be a consumer because it eats other things to get its energy. This algae, fungi, something or another would be a decomposer because it breaks down things and breaks down dead things and puts the nutrients back into the soil. That sounds disgusting, but it's what happens. So this cacti would be a producer because it is a plant and it makes its own energy. All right, we're gonna skip this for a second. All right, so now we're gonna go predator and prey. Earlier today, Anaya had told us that predator is something that eats prey. So the predator does the eating and the prey gets eaten. So, like a fly, Molly, like a fly and a frog. A frog is the predator because it eats the prey, which is a fly. Elk and wolves can be predator and prey. Okay, so the snake would eat the mouse, right? So the snake
is the predator and the mouse is the prey.
Very good, and I can take my job. That's exactly right. The predator is the snake because it eats the prey, which is the mouse. Very good job. So fox eat rabbits. So the fox is the predator, the rabbit is the prey. This graph is just showing you a population increase, decrease. Okay, then there's 3 relationships in the environment, in nature. That's a better way of saying it. There's 3 relationships in nature. Mutualism is where 2 organisms work together to survive. So in this one, the bird cleans the crocodile's teeth. The crocodile gets a dentist trip, and the bird gets food. So both organisms are benefiting from their relationship.
Yep, Molly.
So, and then there is commensalism. Commensalism is where one organism benefits without affecting another one. So, for example, the cow walks around in the grass and dredges up all the insects. The bird comes through and eats them. So the cow isn't hurt by the bird or helped by the bird, but the cow helps the bird. So only one organism is helped and the other organism is unaffected. So that's how you can remember it. It's one organism is helped, one organism is unaffected. Mutualism, both are helped. Commensalism, one is helped and one is unaffected. Okay? Okay. Then there's the bad one. Then there's parasitism, where one thing is hurt and another thing is helped. So like a mosquito. Everybody got bit by a mosquito before? Yes. Blech. So the mosquito bites you, it hurts you, right? And gives you a sore, makes you itch, gives you a scab sometimes because you scratched it, right? But the mosquito gets blood or gets food from your body. So the mosquito is helped, and you are also hurt because the mosquito technically can give you some kind of illnesses and sicknesses too. If usually you're in another country, not here, but it can happen. It's been known to happen. So anyway, so the mosquito gets food by biting you, and you get hurt because you get a sore from the mosquito biting you. So that is called parasitism. So one organism is helped, the mosquito, one organism is hurt, the human or another animal, because mosquitoes bite animals too. All right, so we talked about lots of things right now. So we talked about producers, which make their own food, consumers, which eat other things to get food. We talked about predators and prey. Predators do the eating and prey gets eaten. We talked about mutualism, where both organisms benefit. We talked about commensalism, where one benefits and one is unaffected. And then we talked about parasitism, where one is benefit and one is hurt. Anybody's head spinning yet? No? Miss Lauren got it. Anaya says, let me go home. All right, so those are all the things that we are going to talk about over the next 2 weeks. Okay?
I had no idea what you just said.
Well, good thing you're going to be in here listening, and you'll know. You're tested on science because you're 6th grade, so this is stuff you got to learn.
No.
All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye!
Bye.